This is a video that I've been wanting to do for a little while. Just kind of waiting on that perfect candidate to come in. Welcome back, Outlaws. Look what we got today. 1952 Chevrolet sitting on an S10 frame with the classic 350 carbureted motor under the hood. We're gonna go from carbureted to fuel injection. We're gonna use the brand new ACES fuel injection system. We're gonna go through a little why come, how to, what if, all those questions. I'm gonna go, and first thing we're gonna do is make sure that we can get this carburetor motor running good. It's got a little miss, got a little stumble. I wanna find out what's causing that. Once we get that working perfectly, then we'll start the fuel injection swap over process. A lot of questions I've been wanting to answer. I get a lot of different carburetor questions and a lot of different fuel injection questions. So hopefully we're gonna get it all done in one spot. All right, here we go. All right, let's look under here. All right, what we got is good old 350. 5.7 liter. It's got a what looks like a really good carburetor. I think it's one of those quick fuels. It has all the goodies. It doesn't look like it's an old carburetor. The distributor doesn't look like it's old. The distributor doesn't have any kind of vacuum advance or anything on it. I'm thinking it might be maybe an MSD billet in there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look under here. Yep. I think that's a Holly product. It's got a real nice AC kick down on it. Real nice fuel line. That fuel line definitely handle fuel injection. Nice. It's got his automatic choke working. His biggest issue with this deal is at one time or another had a leaky accelerator pump. His biggest deal is when you get on it, it kind of stumbles on his face. You can't really get out in traffic with it. It does carburetor things, but I think what it's doing is lean popping. I think the little motor's going lean. I think our issue might be right there. What I've noticed is this engine does not have a timing tab. Nothing. It should have one at the top, or it should be up in there on the side, but it has neither. That's gonna be an issue. So our biggest thing that you have to worry about with an old school 350, old school 454, old school 302 for that matter, these old motors came with hydraulic camshafts from the factory, right? Hydraulic camshaft, flat tap, it even kind of keeps that motor, keeps that pressure, the camshaft, keeps it sitting in the block. First thing we want to do with these old motors is put new roller camshafts. Makes it all frictionless. It allows the cam to walk back and forth in the block. When you accelerate, the cam will walk forward in the block, retarding the timing. All right, and you'll see it in the timing light. You can put a timing light on a motor like this and rev it, right? And you watch the timing tab. As it revs through the RPMs, when you say you can hold it at 2,000, you hold it at 2,000 and that light will do this. It'll skip. As you accelerate, it'll do this, right? Most of the time it's doing this, it's retarding on the balance, so the light's flashing, right? And what that is, the camshaft's walking back and forth. And you can do things, I've done things in the past and used a block that did that real bad, and I would cheat it, okay? A real good built 350 can handle a lot of timing. It can take 45, 50 degrees. It can. It's not like healthy, but it can. And what it'll do, what I've done before is I've cheated it. I've used a centrifugal advance in the distributor and a vacuum advance, both. And as the camshaft would walk, I would advance with my vacuum and advance with the centrifugal, and I would catch it. So it would keep it right about where I needed it to be. And that's kind of how we cheated these old motors. This combination, using this ACES fuel injection, or any fuel injection, if you're gonna use a sniper or a fuel or whatever, the distributor has to be locked down. It has to be locked down at 15 degrees to allow the ECU to be able to advance and, control your air fuel ratio. So the issue is if we can't lock down the distributor, if we can't keep it from moving and doing all kind of dumb shit, you can't use fuel injection. Now what we've done already on this whole motor is I put a distributor, I put a timing light on it, and I made sure the distributor didn't move, and it doesn't. So the camshaft, and this is probably a mid-90s block because of certain little things I can see on it. It probably has a locking plate on the camshaft, so it helps keep it in the block. That is great, makes it a good candidate for fuel injection, but we want to make sure we get the stumble out of it. Make sure we're not fighting two problems instead of one. Okay, first step. Motor has no timing tab, so how am I going to tell if it's on 15 degrees? All right, I'm going to take that number one plug out. I'm going to bump that motor over, get it on top dead center, and see what the mark is on the balancer. See if it's at 12 o'clock or it's at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock or whatever. And then determine top dead center, and then determine how we're going to figure out timing after that. All right, let me get my plug wrenches and pull that plug out and get started. Here we go. All right, getting ready to get it on top dead center and found our very first problem. That's what the plug looks like. Okay. This old motor will not run with a plug like that. It can't. It's not smart enough. It can't atomize for fuel with no fire. We get complacent, and I'm bad at that too. We get complacent with LS motors and new style motors because we never change plugs. It's so efficient that you don't have to. And we forget on these old dogs that it will not run. It will not run. So, first thing is find top dead center, get us a set of plugs, because we're going to have to change them all so we can give it a fresh start. Pop the cap on the distributor. Once I have found top dead center, pop the cap on the distributor. Check to see if it has a centrifugal advance or not. See what's going on under there. Make sure the rotor's good. Make sure the cap's good. Make sure the call's not burned. Find top dead center. Put a mark on the balance. I'm gonna show you how to figure that out and how to mark that and how to kind of engineer that when you don't have a timing tab and how to read timing and all that. Timing is crucial on these old motors when you're going to fuel injection, because if that camshaft, once you lock in at 15 degrees, if that camshaft walks, that ECU becomes dumb. He doesn't know what to do. So everything is crucial off of making sure the camshaft doesn't walk and our timing is able to be locked down. Yeah, all right, let's go. Sorry about the wind, y'all. It's a little rough on the old coast of America today. Well, I tried to put my little bumper switch, this little switch that I hook up to the solenoid into a positive somewhere on the motor, and I can turn the starter, bump the starter by myself. But there was so many positive hot wires on the starter lug that I couldn't get around to fit anywhere. I definitely don't recommend that on your hot rod. Put some power blocks like you guys have seen me do before. Watch some of those videos, man. I step by step that shit. It's easy to put power blocks and to get that power at a place where you can manage it rather than on your starter. Okay, anyway, let me show you what we found. All right, we got it on top dead center, and let's see if I can get this thing to focus. All right, see that little line right there? That's 0. That's exactly where a timing tab should be. On these motors, mid-90s, that a timing tab was actually welded onto the cover, and that would have been 0. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put a little mark, like something that's easy to see. I'm gonna mark it white. I'm gonna mark the cover white also, right? And that's gonna give us a place to kind of judge the timing. Now, is this gonna be absolute perfect on 15 degrees? Probably not. But what I'm gonna be able to determine without a tab, what I'm gonna be able to determine is how much the distributor advances. Because I've actually pulled the cover off. It looks like an aftermarket distributor. It's definitely aftermarket. I don't know if it's MSD or if it's Chairman Mao MSD, Timu distributor, whatever, but it is aftermarket. And it does have a centrifugal advance. So what we're gonna better do by telling with the little mark that I'm fixing to do or attempt to do is exactly how much that centrifugal advance is advancing. We're gonna determine that. We're gonna change the plug, try to fire it up, see if we can get the stumble out of it. It may just be a timing issue. It has to be a timing issue because nobody can tell. Nobody's ever really truly timed the vehicle. You can't. There's no tab. All right, let's go. All right. Now we got our timing tab marked. Let me see if I can see that. I'll be able to see that. It's a little mark. I put a little paint on the old harmonic balancer. And I don't know if you can see it, but I got a little mark right at 12 o'clock on the top of the cover. Now what I'm gonna do is fire it up and see if I can tell where the timing's at. All right, let's go. Might be a little hard doing timing and filming. Let's see. Still starts good with them old plugs, so I know there's gotta be hope, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put the timing light on where I think it's at. So see that? Better than I thought. That's where it's at. 19 degrees. Might be a good thing. All right, let's see. I'm gonna give it a little bit more timing and see if it likes it. Got about 30, which is where I think that motor should be before the drift to advance happens. All right, I think now we're gonna go take a test ride, see if it likes that timing. Well, everything that we found, besides the fouled out plugs, looks good. Looks real good for making this a fuel injection candidate. So what we're gonna do right now, what I saw is that maybe the truck was timed on the wrong part of the balancer because timing was real low. And it's definitely had a cam in it. This little truck with a camshaft in it should be at, you should start timing on a 350 with a camshaft at about 32 to 35, and you can go up to, you know, you go up a ways because 40, 45, I've seen 50. They like it high sometimes. The older the motor, the higher the timing. Weird. So, oh, this thing got some fucking brakes. Oh my god, it's so badass. Could not do that before. He'd stumble and fall on his face. That's pretty damn good. Turn this around, trying to drive and film and look pretty and shit. Alright, y'all. Got the AC on because I want to see exactly what it does. It used to pop and fall on his face, all that bullshit. Gave a little lean pop, but blasted the fucking tires. It never did that before. I think that might judge that lean pop right initial might be plugs, because those plugs is toast bread. Holy shit though. We fixed this motherfucker. Well, this might not be a fuel injection video. It might be a, I almost did fuel injection video. God damn, I love these old trucks on S10 frames. I never thought I would say that shit. This thing is so fucking clean inside. I wish y'all could see it. Beautifully built truck. Beautifully built truck. Very well done. I love it. I love it. It's got great oil pressure. Classic 350 stuff. Gauges look good. Don't run hot. You got the gear indicator. See where it's off. I just learned how to fix that. Just ain't got there yet. Alright, this is pretty damn good, man. And look, I'm not dropping that transmission down. Like these old 350s and 700s and all that shit, that don't just take off and drive. So this little truck is doing well. But I want to resemble how he drove it, you know what I'm saying? Whoa! I bet it never did that. I think now we better just go change these plugs and then ride again, because that old carburetor's paying the rent today. I don't know if we want to take them out. Man, it's working well. Wow. 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 Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. Wants to roll. Easy. It ain't bad for an old fucking junk 350. I'm sorry. They're not junk. They're just not an LS, that's all. Damn, truck handles so well. Wow. Alright, we're gonna bring her in the backyard. Go ahead and pull those plugs. Because I can tell now you can really feel the plug, because it's getting air, it's getting timing, it has what it wants. You can feel how when it comes down to an idle, it wants to stumble, and that's fouled out plug. That's all that is. Alright, let me put this baby back here in my little hideaway part of the shop. What a fucking machine, bruh. Wow. And then I'm rolling with the AC on. Can't get no better than that. Alright, let's go change those plugs and take another ride and talk to our customer and see what he wants to do. We're probably gonna end up putting the fuel injection on anyway. But man, anybody want to buy a carburetor? I think somebody got one for sale. Alright, let's go. Alright, now we've determined our motor is healthy. It's a very good candidate for fuel injection. And our customer definitely wants it because he wants his wife to be able to drive it. I can understand that, you know, sometimes carburetor skills can be a little bit difficult to learn if you've never driven a carburetor. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the fuel injection. Let's go look at that thing, see what it is. Step one, I guess we're gonna go through these boxes, figure out what the hell all this stuff is, lay it all out. I don't think I can do both of those things while holding the camera, so I'm gonna lay it all out and see if I can figure out what the hell's going on, and we'll get back to you right in just a minute. Well, I'll give them this. They can put a lot of shit in one box. It looks pretty. The marketing is nice. Packaging is nice. They definitely got their marketing down. I'm gonna say that. All right, let's run through these things. Throttle body, call, ECU, 7-inch pro screen with a mounting bracket, brand new wideband, and brand new temperature sensor, iron harness, fuel pump, inline fuel pump with filters, and brand new distributor. So a lot of parts. What I can see where we're already gonna have issues is, you know, we're gonna need some power for this thing. and the power on that little truck is lacking. So we're gonna have to probably put some power blocks, get that done, and then get power done before we can even begin. All right, let me go ahead and tell y'all the first thing that I don't like about the Rising Sun Mr. Ace's fuel injection. All right, instructions. I guess I'm kind of old school. I don't want to fucking take a picture of this and then try to go find this online and read the instructions on my little phone right here. I'm old. I can't make it big enough. I want to fucking look at the pages and write shit on them, and I need instructions. Instructions, motherfuckers. All right. I mean, I think that shit would be basic. You got this big badass fuel injection system. This is all designed in America and built in the house of the rising sun. But you can see where it's designed with our American curve appeal. But like this shit right here, that's the most aggravating thing I find right now in new parts. Like, nothing comes with instructions. I think people are so fucking scared of the legalities of the instructions. Some idiot reading it upside down and backwards and then suing them for it, that they just fucking, fuck it. No instructions. Figure it out yourself, you fucks. That's the most aggravating shit ever. I want a fucking book. I want a book that I gotta read and highlight and fucking study. And, you know what I mean? This little fucking take a picture of this, go to the end, fucking aggravate. Okay, I'm sorry. Deep breaths. We're gonna get the 52 on the lift and start figuring out power. All right, let's go. But trust me on this one. It is absolutely not a fluke that every badass vehicle that comes over here has one of these badass USA driveline shafts on it. These guys are the best. You can forget it. You ain't gonna find nobody better. USA drivelines, y'all. The best. Thank y'all. That ain't no lie. Renee and them boys over there are badass. Everything that comes out of that shop is top quality. That's why we deal with them. That's why we do business with them. That's why we buy their products. That's why we support their products. That's why we run them. That's why I even talk to them, because their quality is high. You want a drive shaft? You're just not gonna get one better. You're not. Now, back to this dog. What it has in it is an American wiring harness, which I know a lot about those harnesses. I found a couple spots that I can grab power without having to spend extra money to run power for him. I would love to see him like get real anal with the power block situation in this thing and really clean it up. But we're gonna stay on point and keep rolling with our fuel injection system. It looks like it's just gonna need full power and key power. So the way these American wiring harnesses suggest that you run power, and this is exactly how they did it. They have a battery lead coming to the starter, and in the starter battery post lead on the starter feeds the alternator. So I'm gonna grab positive from an alternator, and he has enough spaces left in the American wiring harness fuse box. I'm gonna run in there and grab some ignition power from the accessory block, and that should cover our power issues. As far as for mounting, I don't know, I ain't quite figured it out yet. I got an idea, and I'm gonna throw a few things around, and we'll see how it works. All right, let's go. All right, I gotta take it back. The instructions are pretty cool. They look good. They're well written, nice, pretty color pictures. I like it. Just I don't feel like I look cool when I'm with my little reading glasses on. Just being a bitch. All right, got old dog on the lift. Let's go look and see what she's about. There's some cool stuff happening on there. A little fan on a little trans cooler, a fan, another fan on the condenser. Real cool little professional setup. Like that. I like the wiring. I just wish they'd have put, use some loom. But it looks good, it's clean, neat. 0350 don't leak no oil, which is rare. 700 R4. That's Dakota Digital little gear indicator. I just learned how to work on them. It's cool. Real easy to work on, real easy to figure it out. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, okay. Somebody put a battery under here right where I want to put the damn fuel pump. All right. Well, it shouldn't be too hard to hook up the fuel pump to power. I think we're gonna kind of straighten this up and put our fuel pump somewhere up in here. And you guys might get tired of hearing me say it, but I'm never gonna get tired of saying it. USA driveline, the best. And little Ford 9-inch. That looks like a little quick performance 9-inch. Yep, quick performance 9-inch. I love their rear ends. They do such a good job. All right. Let's see if we can find some place to put this fuel on. Okay. Let me get the cut and tie wraps. I take back every good thing I said about the fucking instructions. So fucking vague. If I wouldn't like do this for a living, this would not be a fun fucking day. All right, got our new fuel pump on and plumbed up. Got our new inline filter. There's a little micro filter that goes on the other side of the pump right before the throttle body, but I'm gonna install that one up. I don't like all the filters at the bottom. I do like that it comes with these little black covers for your boats. That made it work out nice. All right, I'm gonna drop her down, get to the top, and start installing throttle body. Let's go. Next step, we're gonna go ahead and pull our carburetor off and pull our old distributor out and prep this new distributor. We gotta lock it out, and let me go ahead and show you guys what lock it out means and how to do that real quick. Get this camera set. All right. They give you this cool lock it out instructions, and it's pretty standard shit. Pretty much same shit with every distributor. Okay. I went ahead, took the cap off, took the rotor off, and this is what's underneath. Okay. What this is while I remember early in the video I was talking about centrifugal advance and vacuum advance. This is centrifugal advance. This is the minute you hit the motor, these little weights flare open like that, spinning when camshaft spins this real hard. The centrifugal force opens those weights. When it opens those weights, it advances the timing. Right there. All right. So what we have to do with these fuel injection systems is lock this out, because the ECU cannot see any change with the timing throughout the RPM range. Okay. It controls timing. So the only way it can control timing is to have a steady base of timing. So what we have to do is lock this distributor out. And this is an aftermarket distributor, so it has some things that your regular distributor won't have. There's like a little lockout hole in the back right here. So what you do, it's pretty cut and dry. I take the little springs off first. I like to keep that shit because you can use that, you never know. Sometimes I use this shit when I'm having a camshaft, old camshaft that's walking, and I need centrifugal advance and vacuum advance to keep up with it. Right, these are little bushings right here. Little bushings. That's what different size bushings will allow the weights to open faster or further and shit. All right. So you take all this stuff off. All right. Boys are tuning. Let me see that little movement right there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is get rid of that movement. Got that little nut and bolt right here. Okay, so what I have to do, I'm gonna have to get a little punch, and I'm gonna knock out that roll pin. I'm gonna knock out that roll pin and slide this off. Right, I'm gonna slide that off. It's gonna allow me to take this rod and come out. I'm gonna come out with this little rod right here, and I'm gonna spin it around and stick it back in the other hole. All right, I'm gonna go knock that pin out real quick and loosen that nut so I can show you all the whole process. All right, got a little roll pin knocked out of there. See that? That's where it goes. Okay, so what you do is, look, you're gonna have some washers right here. Pay attention, don't lose them, don't drop them. See how that comes out? Right. Okay, now what you're gonna do right here, I've already loosened that little nut. You're gonna take this little bushing with it. That's another little part of the centrifugal advance. It's gonna hard to lose that little nut. Alright, so if you can watch it. Bushing goes away. This comes up like this, right? Take this, turn it 180. Now it's gonna go back in that other hole. When it was in, let's see, when it was in this hole, it had adjustment. Now it has no adjustment, okay? So now, the trick is, put this little bitty ass bolt back, nut back on this little bitty bolt, which will drive you insane. But I got it. All right, take your little wrench, you tighten that up. Now, don't forget your washers. Right. Slide that back on like that. Line up that hole with that shaft. Beat that pin back in, and then boom, you're locked out. All right, let me tighten this up, and I'll show y'all. All right, got our roll pin back in. Got our little nut tight, lock nut tight. And now, our distributor has no advance, none. No centrifugal, it's solid, it's locked out. Locked out, that's what you call locked out. Okay, we're gonna take it now. We're gonna go pull the carburetor off, put the distributor off, and pop this new distributor in. I am not gonna do a how-to stab a distributor video. I think it'd be a good one, because a lot of y'all don't know. But that's for another day. All right, let's go. All right, guys. My phone died, so instead of waiting to record stuff, I just kept it working. I got a little ahead of y'all. All right, let me explain to you where we at. We got our fuel pressure regulator on the return side. You always do your pressure regulator on the return side. We got our feed in, got our microfilter in, got our throttle body hooked up. Got our locked out distributor in, got all our plug wires on. We just have one call wire to make to go to our call right here. Got our call mounted. And make sure when you mount them calls and all, if you mount MSDs or whatever, make sure you put these little rubbers on your firewall. Keeps it from shaking all about, you know what I'm saying? Linkage was all cool and stuff. Took everything off the carburetor, made it fit. It was pretty easy. Got our ECU mounted inside behind that wall, like behind the vintage air. Had an old existing hole right here, so I modified that to use that. You know, I like to use old holes. All right, so all we got left is some little basic wiring, AC kick down, main fire, ground, and fuel pump. We're gonna probably do us a fuel pump relay over there, right there. I haven't decided where I wanna go yet. Fuel pump relay, call wire, hook up temperature sensor, and wideband, and she'll be ready. All right, just about got it. Let's go. Got it all finished, got it all done. Getting ready to run through the startup process And this brand new pump right here. Brand new pump. Done. Nothing. No fire, no juice. Don't want to do nothing. Locked up. I might have a lead on another one. Second one in a week, actually. Second one in a week, this same shit's happened to me. So, out the box. Twice in a week, I get to fight with the same bullshit. How lucky. This is the fuel pump that comes with the Aces EFI. This is just a fucking cheap ass Chinese pump. I just had the same bullshit happen on that 69 C10. Same exact pump, same exact bullshit, same exact everything. Same color of the fonts, just a different fonts, but the same color. So you know it's printed out in the same piece of shit factory. Oh, even had the same 6 mil and 5 mil connection, same color, same connector, same everything. I'm pretty sure these pumps are made in a factory, and one day they make Aces, and one day they make fucking this one, and one day they make that one, but they all made the same. They suck. Well, we were lucky enough that one of our customers came through. He just happened to have a bucket of these and sold me one. So we was able to get old girl fired up. We got everything done. We got the startup wizard run. I have fired it up and I have made a block in it. It still has those shitty old black plugs. I want to leave the plugs in there so I can really tell the difference between carburetor and fuel injection. All right. Got the AC on because I want it under load when I'm trying to start it. Plugs are still really fouled out. Got our 7-inch screen in the glove compartment because that's where our customer wants it. He doesn't want to be seen in the dash. He's not into watching those gauges all the time, so that's how he's got it set up. It runs really good. It's really responsive. I mean, considering that the plugs are black, you know, and just filed out to no end. I'm surprised it even runs, you know. I wanted to tell the difference between a filed out carburetor motor, filed out plugs in the carburetor motor, and the same exact plugs in an EFI motor, and it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. I mean, it doesn't stumble as bad. It just barely give it the gas, and it fucking flies, takes off. I really want to hate this system. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really want to hate them. Right? They hear me. They know what I'm stressing. I want to hate this system, but goddamn it, I don't. Does it have some janky shit, some janky Chinese bullshit with it? Yeah, absolutely. Does it have damn good engineering? Yeah, it sure does. It's engineered in America. It's great engineering. Now, if they could just match their engineering with their fucking parts, it'd probably be a great system. All right, so how was it? Well, first of all, I'm gonna get some plugs on this bitch tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get some plugs on tomorrow morning. I'll give y'all a ride tomorrow morning. But as far as install, let me turn this around. What I like about the install, what I don't like about the install. What I liked about the install, opening the boxes was fun. That's about it. What I didn't like about the install, everything. All right, let me give a bitch session. Maybe somebody at the Aces Chow Chinese factory will listen. If you're gonna sell a distributor that needs to be locked out, just lock the motherfucker out. I mean, it's one other step that your customer doesn't have to do, you know, and a lot less confusion. A&N lines, I'm lucky that I know how to do A&N lines because I do them every day. Right? You hear me? If I wouldn't have those skills, that shit would have whipped my ass. You know, it was that wasn't fun. It wasn't. Having to change a fucking brand new pump twice. How you charge your customer for that? That's not fun either. Not having printed directions, having to print your own fucking directions. No bueno. That shit wasn't cool either, you know. Is this system for an amateur? I'm gonna say no. Can an amateur do it? I'm never gonna tell a man he can't do nothing because that's how I learned how to do everything I fucking know how to do because some asshole told me I couldn't do it. Can you do it? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. Setup is easy. We have a great tuner in the shop, but he didn't tune this one. I did. Because I wanted to see what the layman could do. Because I'm a layman when it comes to tuning. I can wire shit, I can build engines. I'm not the tuner. I raised one. So I don't have to do this shit. But I wanted to go through the process myself just because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I wanted to see if it was possible that somebody didn't know what was going on could do it. I did it. You know, she runs good. We're going to get those plugs done in the morning. And I'm going to give y'all a little ride before we get her dropped off to the customer. All right, guys. Here we go. Boy, when I tell you them plugs was black. Black. It was done. They actually were starting to clean themselves off a little bit, believe it or not. They were blacker than this the other day. It's crazy. All right, got these guys off. Had to break a couple of them, getting them out. I had to break out my old trusty 350 with headers wrench. It helps sometimes it don't. Actually broke a new one going in, so I'm waiting on all the parts to deliver me one right now. But besides that, I think we're about ready. This dog is hunting this morning. I got in here this morning, guys, with those black ass plugs and just touched the key. Fires right up. No issues, no pump the accelerator, no nothing. Very, very surprising. Started just like a fuel injection motor should start. All right, we're gonna get our plugs done and go take a ride. All right, here we go. All right, now we got our plugs all done up. We'll go ahead and fire this baby up, show y'all what a cold start's about. Set this up a little bit. All right, so I'm not gonna touch the accelerator, I'm just gonna touch the key. And I'm gonna do my standard let it pulse. So what I like to do with fuel injection is turn the key on, wait maybe 3 seconds, let the injectors pulse, and then I hit the ignition. Kind of like that. Wow. And that's the biggest plus of fuel injection. All right, guys, let me turn this camera, get it set up, and let's go for a ride. All right. Turn our AC on. Because we are in South Louisiana. It's a little hot. sniper. Sniper's a little easier, I think, a little better engineered, a little better instructions. But for the price you pay for these Aces, I mean, it's almost the price of a good carburetor. A really good carburetor probably costs you $1,000. You know, this system's $1,100. It comes with the throttle body, with the ECU, with the distributor. You know, so I don't think that's too bad at all. Could have better fucking instructions, or it could at least print them, you know, and the quality of the parts could be better. So if I had anything to bitch about, it'd be the quality of the parts. I'm not impressed with it. That thing out of home beats. I don't want to beat on into a truck. That's not the way he drives it, so I really don't want to drive it that way. Ooh, man, some bitch takes off. Yo. Take any kind of power, and I'm not confident that it can take any kind of power. I've spent so much money on 700 R4s in my life to know that they're a piece of shit. A little truck like this, I'd probably put a 4L80 on. We're gonna make another block. I'd probably put a 4L80 on it, just to have an overdrive with some warmth, you know. 700 R4 is the poorest piece of shit overdrive I think that's ever been built ever. There's just not enough of anything in it to make it work. And you can put built-in parts in it, you can do all kind of craziness, and it's still the same old shit. Not my favorite transmission for sure. I'd put a 350 in here over that shit, but I think it'd be a little more geared down. It's getting better. I just get a little bit lower. Starting to learn. One thing about the sit, oh look at it, and I'm telling you, give this much throttle and it just, I don't like the way the transmission shifts though. It feels real lazy going into overdrive, and it's kind of why I'm not dogging on it. I don't want to hurt it, but the drivability, I have to admit, is better with the fuel injection. Cold start better with the fuel injection, of course. The way those plugs look, you'll never have to worry about that shit again. Now we got his timing locked down. Now we know how to time the engine, where to time it at. Before, I mean, you don't even have a timing tab on the motor, so it was easy for somebody to, you know, get the timing wrong on it. That was the carburetor's biggest issue. It needed more timing. Don't have to worry about any of that shit with this, because you know, once the time is locked out, it's done. You finish with it. And what's cool, what I found was cool, real cool about the system, it gave you enough. Like once I did the startup, it gave me enough timing to fire the motor up. Fire the motor up. Went and started turning the distributor. In the minute I got that distributor to 15, that whole system changed. It just leveled out, and you could hear the motor get happy instantly. Wow, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. Yeah, I think it's done. Well, you know, you're in the country, I look at this shit. engineering is nice. It's fucking engineered well. It's the rest of the shit. And the distributor, that distributor is an MSD distributor. That's all it is. Well, I think we're done. I'm gonna pull this back up to the shop. Go wash all my greasy handprints off of everything. And she's ready to go. I have to say, that was fun. That was fun. The whole process was fun. Okay. Let me not get y'all confused. My definition of fun, you hear me say it all the time, oh, this was fun, that was fun. Complex is fun for me. So when you hear me say fun, it means fucking complex. I had to sit down and think. I had to fucking do research. I had to like learn new things. That's what's fun to me. All right, let's see if this baby will fire right back up. If it fires right back up, I think we got this bitch whipped. I'm gonna put a load on, put the AC on, put everything on. There you go. I think that's ready. All right, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for tuning in and supporting. I can't say enough. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all hang out. Next week we got some great shit happening. We got some good race week stuff coming up. So catch y'all in the next.